All right, let's talk about something we've all seen. I mean, maybe you've even been the person at the center of it. It's this classic workplace dilemma that really gets to the core of a huge question. What do companies actually care about more? Following the rules or just plain getting results?
You know how it starts. It's usually something small. You've got that one colleague, right? The one who kind of operates in their own time zone. They just stroll in, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes after everyone else, coffee in hand like it's no big deal.
But here's the kicker. This person, they aren't a slacker, not even close. In fact, their work is amazing, maybe even the best on the team. And that's what brings up the real question we're digging into here. In the great game of corporate life, can being a superstar performer actually buy you a get-out-of-jail-free card for the rules everyone else has to follow? So let's just lay out the scenario we're dissecting. We're talking about the star employee. You know, the one who consistently hits it out of the park, but also consistently seems to think that basic office etiquette, like, say, showing up on time, just doesn't apply to them. Now, if you look at it from a manager's perspective, the math seems pretty simple. The deadlines are always met, the quality of the work is top-notch, the impact on the business is crystal clear, so a little bit of tardiness, meh, it gets overlooked. On paper, it almost looks like a pretty reasonable trade-off. Yeah, but that little trade-off, it creates this silent tension in the office. Because while management is looking at spreadsheets and results, the rest of the team, well, they're looking at the clock. And suddenly, you've got two totally different realities happening in the exact same workspace. Okay, so let's put on the official HR hat for a second. From their point of view and from senior leadership's point of view, the number one guiding principle is almost always going to be business value. Their job is to make the company succeed. And if you have an employee delivering huge value, well, the rules can start to feel a little flexible because keeping that top talent is priority number one. And this right here is where the fire starts. Because the team isn't thinking in terms of business value. They're not seeing some grand strategic decision to retain top talent. Nope. What they see is one set of rules for this one person and a totally different set of rules for everybody else. And there's a word for that: unfairness. And you can see the damage right here. That feeling of unfairness, it doesn't make other people want to work harder to become a high performer. No way. It creates resentment. It absolutely kills motivation. And maybe the worst part? It makes people lose trust in the very leaders who are letting it all happen. The ripple effect is almost never a good one. Okay, let's flip the script for a minute. What about the high performer in the middle of this whole thing? They're probably feeling pretty secure, right? Almost untouchable, protected by their amazing results. But that feeling is a really dangerous gamble, and it's built on a huge blind spot. And this is the part that so many people miss. Just because the company is tolerating your behavior today does not mean you're safe tomorrow. That special treatment you're getting, it's totally conditional, and it can be taken away in a heartbeat. And here's exactly how it falls apart. It's a 3-step process. Step 1 is tolerance. You're creating so much value, so, hey, the rules get bent for you. But then comes step 2, scrutiny. You make one little mistake, maybe it has nothing to do with being late, you just miss one deadline, or you have a disagreement with a client, all of a sudden, you are under a microscope. And that leads directly to step 3, justification. That harmless little habit of yours, it's not so harmless anymore. Now it's reframed as a pattern of disrespect or not being a team player, and it's used as the perfect excuse to bring you down. So this is a pretty tricky political minefield. How are you supposed to navigate it, whether you're the star player or just a coworker watching from the sidelines? Okay, let's open up the strategic playbook. This is really about playing the game smarter, not harder. So if you're the high performer, listen up. Your amazing results are a shield. They are not a blank check. You have to manage how people see you, be more visible with your communication. And hey, even if you bend the rules, acknowledge them. A simple, hey guys, sorry I'm late, was just wrapping up the presentation for the execs goes a surprisingly long way. Now, if you're the observer watching this happen, complaining about the rules is a losing game. It just makes you look petty. Instead, you have to compete on impact. Focus all your energy on delivering your own incredible value. Make your contributions so undeniable that leadership can't possibly ignore them. So when you look at all these different angles, the manager, the team, the star performer, what's the one principle that's really running the show here? It all boils down to a fundamental rule of power in pretty much any company. And there it is. This is the big takeaway. The rules are there, for sure. They create structure. But at the end of the day, the amount of value you create is what really determines how strictly those rules are going to be applied to you. And that really leaves us with one final and, I think, crucial question you've got to ask yourself. It's not just about what you're doing. It's about what the people in charge perceive as valuable. Are you putting your energy into the things that they actually care about? And just as important, are you making sure they see the impact you're having? Because in the corporate world, that perception, well, that's the real currency.